Cool Ranch Corner, episode 72, in person.
With my crappy camera.
Hey. First in-person episode, and I brought Chris some Sprite cranberries, so he's going to try it for the first time. And I will say, these are some of my last cans, so you're getting like this baby's rare.
So if I don't like it, you're going to chug this?
No.
No?
No.
Why not?
I don't know. Just try it, man.
Trying it right now?
Yeah. Hey, cheers.
Oh.
Sprite cranberry. He just hates it.
It smells like LaCroix. That just tastes like Sprite.
No, it doesn't. It tastes like cranberry, too.
I mean, there's something there. It's just not...
I love it.
I mean... Oh, I suppose Premiere's still open. Yeah, but I don't know. I mean... I don't dislike it. That's for sure. But it reminds me of something.
Like a specific thing, or
Yeah. I think there's a specific kind of LaCroix that tastes like it. It's just less. Like it's just stronger than LaCroix, obviously.
dude, you know what my favorite LaCroix is? Pure.
Is it really just water?
Just water, but it has like that LaCroix mineral taste.
Whenever I have LaCroix, I get thirstier. Like it doesn't quench my thirst.
It quenches my thirst. Anyways, you got anything you want to share before I talk about the trip and stuff?
Not really. I don't really do much.
Well, Pollo Loco is at 195,000 views. At 200,000, I'm gonna be releasing some behind-the-scenes footage, including some footage that has never been seen before. So look forward to that very soon. I'm gonna have to edit that shit when I get back, but it won't take long to edit. At 250K, I'm planning on recording a commentary for the film with Ben, the co-director, Genie Boy. So look forward to that. Always ready. We've had some huge developments in terms of funding, in terms of casting, but once again, I can't say anything yet because it's just not professional to talk about stuff that's not on paper yet and like a done deal. But what I will say is that budget-wise, I'm really humbled by the amount of funding it looks like we're gonna have for a first film. I mean, a lot of debut features, people have like $50K to make a movie, and we're in a much better situation budget-wise. So that's all I'll say for now. But the main topic this week is road trips. I obviously just, I'm on a road trip right now. I spent 2 days in my hometown. So that was a 9-hour drive from Albuquerque, and it was pretty smooth, I mean, it was the first time driving the Mustang long distance and having climate control and air-conditioned seats and adaptive cruise control, and the soundproofing in like newer cars is getting really good.
Yeah.
So you don't hear like as much of the road. When you go over like really shitty road and it's just like
yeah.
Yeah, I don't hear that. And if I do hear any, I just turn my radio up and I don't hear it anymore.
See, I usually have my speakers up all the way whenever I'm driving from like one place to another, like it's long distance, right?
Yeah.
The thing is though, my Fiesta doesn't have freaking cruise control, so I gotta be on the pedal the whole time.
If you were to get a new vehicle, what do you think you would get? A hybrid of some sort?
That's what Mom and Dad were saying that I should do, but I just don't want to spend a lot of money on it, dude. But the problem is, cars are just so expensive. Someone at work was like, I gotta take $30K out of my 401K just to get a freaking car.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. Is would you get a loan or would you just like pay cash?
Oh, I don't know if I want to buy one outright. So that's a big chunk of money that's just gone. The only time I'd ever do that, where I would take money out and put it down on something, is for a mortgage, which is like the only time you really ever do that.
Yeah.
Where it's like that much, Because I think I heard recently, like someone was saying that the reason why you have to pay a certain percentage when you buy a house is not because It's not because like, oh, it's just a nice thing to do. It's like genuinely when you put that much money down, you don't have to pay like homeowners insurance or something like that.
Yeah, yeah. Like, so with the VA loan, that's not a thing. You can put zero down and get that benefit. Speaking of houses, I think Bobby and I are gonna just break our lease and start looking for a house in March.
In March.
Yeah.
Is it even a good market for that right now though?
The market is great right now in Albuquerque. People like a lot of the houses that we're looking at that we want because it has a good sized backyard that has some stuff done to it where it's not just like dirt or gravel. It has we're either gonna get a 3-bedroom that has an office space as well for me, or a 4-bedroom and one of the bedrooms is gonna be my office. And so we got plenty of options for that. The kitchen is obviously important to Bobby. Like she wants like a nice kitchen that's not cramped or like a weird dimension and stuff. So we're looking in like the 300 to 450 range all over the place, and we're finding stuff in that range that we like, you know. I would say below 350K, like a lot of them have like one thing that we're like, like either the yard's not super big, or let's say it doesn't have a washer and dryer. Like we were gonna have to move in and get our own washer and dryer instead of them already having one that they sell with the house.
I mean, so how much do washer and dryers go for? They aren't like thousands of dollars.
It depends. Like honestly, I was talking to Mom about the Samsung ones that she has. I really like those. They're nice.
The ones that I have, I think, are Samsung.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw
it seems like Samsung is the way to go with washers and dryers now.
So the only thing I will say is, if I was gonna get like the ultimate washer and dryer, I would get one of the 2-in-1s where it actually drops down.
Yeah, I hear the problem with that though is that like if one thing breaks, basically the whole thing's fucked. You know what I mean? Like, whereas if you have a problem with your dryer, you can fix that, and your washer, you don't have to worry about that being a part of it. But I mean, I guess for a single person, like, you're not using it as much, as like a family, so it's less likely to break quicker. But anyways, the road trip was honestly one of the best road trips I've been on, just because the car is so easy to drive, and I never got stuck behind anybody because if I needed to, I could just, go around them when I was allowed to pass, and because the car is so fast, I don't have to worry about like, oh, I don't have enough, because I remember when I had my Corolla, if I wanted to pass somebody and I could see a car in the distance, it was like sketchy. I was like, the car might not accelerate fast enough for me to get around, and so I would I would chicken out and not do it. Whereas with the Mustang, I just go and it's no problem.
Yeah, well, I don't really have issues with my Fiesta, which is nice. That car goes, man. Like that's one of the reasons why I don't want to get rid of it. It's not a bad car. It's just that it's cheap, so it has crank windows. It's like,
I mean, dude, you need cruise control. Like driving without cruise control long distance.
Well, if I was gonna go to like Texas, I would need it. Yeah. But it's not for me. It's not something I'd have to use very often.
Well, dude, the thing is like base model cars now come with like bells and whistles, like blind spot monitoring is standard, and
blind spot monitoring is a big one.
Blind spot monitoring is nice.
Yeah. Well, I think it's funny when I'm driving and I see a little yellow light on somebody's side mirror, and I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot that exists because I don't have that.
My first Mustang had bubble mirrors. It had a little bubble in the corner that shows your blind spot.
Oh, well, because I think mine, it's not just one mirror, it has like a second tinier mirror in the corner. I think it might be what that's for.
That might be it, yeah.
Yeah, which, I mean, that's not bad. But I just, I'm more used to just turning and looking, because I think the Ranger that we had didn't have that.
Yeah, but so anyways, I drove 9 hours straight. It said it was supposed to take like 9 hours and 15 minutes, and then I stopped once for gas and to use the bathroom, and then once just to use the bathroom when I was like an hour and a half away from the destination, and I still made it there like in total 9 hours flat. So I was making good time.
You ever pee in a bottle on a road trip?
No, because I'm not like I think I thought about it when I was driving. Okay, this is something you should not do. I was a dumb teenager, but when I was like 19, I drove from Washington State to I drove from Port Angeles, Washington, which is like top left corner,
Yeah.
like border of Canada, to Yuma, Arizona, which is like basically the Mexico border, in one drive, like basically like without stopping, and it was 26 hours. So I was awake for 26 hours driving. I remember I was like an hour away, and I was like, dude, I feel like I'm gonna fall asleep on the road. And so I pulled into a Walgreens parking lot, and I tried to sleep for like a half hour, and I could not, so I just drove the rest.
Yeah. Well, so I have had to pee in a bottle before. It is not.
You had to, or you chose to? Because I feel like I would rather just pull over to the side of the road and like, because like, well, I guess it depends on where you're driving through.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of spots where you can just go over a hill.
Well,
and
I'd be
pee.
worried about getting in trouble for it.
For peeing, and you can't get in trouble for peeing.
In public?
I mean, if you're standing there with your dick out in front of the highway, like just flashing everybody, you might get in trouble for that. But you can't get in trouble for peeing.
Not to mention,
over.
I don't want to, because you know,
Somebody steals your car while you're peeing.
everywhere that I'm driving, I have to worry about desert creatures, including like rattlesnakes and stuff like that. I don't want to be sitting there trying to pee in a bush and a rattlesnake comes out and bites me in the nuts.
Oh!
Oh. But,
Your nuts just swallow.
so, oh man.
Wait! Oh, never mind. I'm like, wait, that doesn't make sense. Like, what are you dropping your whole pants like to go pee? Dude, I remember.
Dude, did you ever have those kids and like
Yeah, I remember in elementary school, like 5th or 6th grade, you're just like, you walk in the bathroom and there's just a kid just
has not learned how to use his zipper properly
he's
yet?
just got his shorts and underwear around his ankles and
Cheeks are just
bare ass peeing at the urinal. Oh, God.
Yeah, no, I remember I think the kid was special needs, but I remember I walked into the bathroom one time and this kid was literally like, screaming while he was sitting there with his pants down. I was like, bro!
Did you ever have anybody shit in the urinal?
I did that. I told you I did that once.
God, you're a fucking dirty bird.
I know it. What happened? So when I was younger, I totally explained this before. So when I was younger, Mom would always take me into the bathroom so that I wasn't like 3 years old, 4 years old, going to the bathroom by myself, right?
Yeah.
And when the elementary school got rebuilt and she was moving into her new room, we went to use the bathroom, and I had seen urinals for like the first time in my life. Not knowing what they were, I'm like, okay, I need to take a dump, and those stalls, like, I don't know if they're as easy access, like, I don't know if there's a specific reason why they're like that, but my brain did not know how to work with the urinal, okay?
You didn't know what it was.
So I just sat on the urinal and took a dump. There was no urinal cake on there, which probably helped. But I took a dump in the urinal, and I flushed it, and it went down. Like, it actually was fine.
No, I remember going into the bathroom and like seeing like shit in the urinal. Just like, who the fuck did this? What the hell, man? That's so nasty. Because there's no water covering it, so it just smells like straight doo-doo in the bathroom. You're like, oh.
Because I have a genuine excuse. I was 5. It wasn't on purpose. It was completely on accident. But there's people who do it on purpose for sure. There's a whole website dedicated to it. It's called urinalpoop.org or something like that, or .com, or I don't know. But that was the thing. People would just take pictures of their poop.
And anytime there's one of those like urinal cookie things, I always pee right on that thing.
I think you're supposed to.
No, I don't think you're supposed to.
Oh. Well,
it like literally destroys it.
You're talking about like the actual like the pad that's on there, or like the little
Not
blue part?
No, the little like the freshener things that they put in there to like keep it from smelling. I pee directly on it, and it like burrows a little hole. It's like freaking erosion, pee erosion. Like, oh yeah, I'm gonna fuck this toilet cookie up.
But I almost think that's like encouraged because they don't.
Dude, I've literally like done it. I'm like, oh, like chunks of the thing start flying everywhere. I don't think you're supposed to do that.
I don't know. I was gonna say something and I forgot. But yeah. So you know you'd have people who would just straight up like pee with their pants completely down, right? and I don't think I've done this since I was like 4. Okay.
I would hope not.
So yeah, that's an odd one. But I'm not gonna go do that on the side of the road in the middle of nowhere, especially not at 2 a.m. Because I'm usually, whenever I drive from city to city, I do it in the middle of the night because then there's no traffic.
I always just hold it. Like even like there's been times where I'm like, this is starting to hurt.
Peeing in a bottle is hard. For me, I can't concentrate.
I just don't want to get pee all over my car.
So I found a much better alternative. So I got a Taco Bell before I left. So I
got a Taco Bell cup.
Yeah, so I peed. It was a large Baja Blast. There was still ice in it.
It like cooled it down.
But the thing is, the cup like it didn't hold all the pee. So I had to hold it and then fling it out the window and go again.
Oh god, that's like. Have you seen Dumb? You still haven't seen Dumb and Dumber?
No.
He like they have is beer bottles. So he's like holding 4 beer bottles while he's driving, and then Jim Carrey just keeps he's like, oh no, it's filling up, and he's like, grab another one, and you just hear like, and then like you hear it like splash on the on the car, and then it's like, oh. But then it cuts, and freaking with Jeff Daniels, he's the one driving, right? He's just got like 4 bottles between his fingers while he's driving. He's like, how are you not done yet? He's like, we're gonna run out of bottles. And then a cop sees him, like a cop pulls up and like sees him. He's like, 4 beer bottles.
What was it? Was it The Office where they use a soda can? And
yeah, I think I cut my penis on the lid.
Yeah, I would never use a soda can. I would say, dude,
oh god,
a water bottle is hard, bro. Because yeah, you have to like jam it in there, bro. Like it's not, it's
like a Gatorade bottle.
yeah, you need a Gatorade bottle. Like a 2 liter would hold a lot of volume, but you wouldn't be able to get it in there.
Yeah, you need like a funnel.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. So I've been there a couple times. Yeah.
I drove from Yuma to Chris's place, and that was 3 hours. So now when I drive to Albuquerque, it's only like 6. So that's nicer than driving 9 hours straight. So, but yeah, the Mustang. I thought about making a video about it. I'm honestly like, because of the gas mileage and the fact that it's still so like it's fast enough. You know what I mean? Like you don't need more. Like literally the only thing that I feel like I'm missing by not having the V8 is like maybe not having active exhaust, which I could get on this, but I didn't because they didn't have one with it, and I didn't want to wait for one. But other than that, it's just. The V8 sounds cooler. Other than that, like the car's perfect. Like if I had a V8, I would have had to stop to fill up twice instead of once.
So someone's definitely wondering right now. So did I see the taillights? I did see the taillights.
You didn't see them at night yet, though. You'll see that later. You gotta get the full effect.
Jesus Christ.
But what's your impression of them daytime?
I mean, like, they're a lot less boring than regular taillights, but they're just taillights.
Well, I mean, they do that sequential thing, which is cool.
I've seen those in person, like, while I'm driving before, yeah, but...
That's one of the reasons why I like them, too, is because
I saw somebody, they replaced the covers on their taillights so that it was like a paw print, and I was like, that's probably more of a hazard, because you're less likely to see the entire light. It's literally just a paw print. I wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess I'll give an update when I see the taillights at night. Probably not. Maybe I'll put it in the Discord. Put it in the Discord. I'll do that.
Still show my license plate.
I'm not gonna take a video of the taillights.
Oh, you're just gonna say like,
thumbs up, thumbs down. Say yeah, they're cool, or I'm not impressed. This guy and his freaking taillights.
I mean, name cooler taillights.
Well, that's the point. They're taillights. They're not supposed to be cool. They're just taillights. Well, actually, I'll give you one. When they had those cars in like the '60s where they looked like rocket ships. What?
Like a cone?
Yeah, dude.
Yes. I mean,
I think that looks cool, dude. I heard Ford tried making a nuclear powered car. It's called the Nucleon, and
get into a car accident, explodes.
yeah, but that was a big concern. Is
Nuclear fallout.
well, so they were saying I forgot the wheelbase is I think what the term is, the distance between the two wheels. It was the same as like a smart car, but it was the length of like a sports car.
Oh, so it was like skinny?
No, like the distance between the front wheels and the back wheels, right? Same as a smart car, but the length of the entire car
So it was like really wide.
It's not about the width. I'm just saying like, imagine it has the wheel distance of like a Kia Cube, right?
Okay.
And so the front third of the car has no front wheels. It's literally just floating. Like,
Yeah, I don't.
it looks so cool, but also it would be really hard to drive. So not only would you be more likely to get into an accident, but if you did get into an accident, a nuclear bomb would go off. Like, but I think it had like an 8,000-mile range, or something like that.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So I don't know. That'd be cool, but
Anyways, this in-person thing is cool though. I wanted to talk about that. So, we don't know how this is gonna sound when it's done. You know, I don't know if you can hear like the room echo or anything, but
they heard that.
Yeah, no, they definitely. Did. But I mean, it was pretty simple to set up. It definitely wasn't as hard as we thought because we're just using one mic.
Well, I feel like an idiot because I didn't realize this whole time that I had a mic stand that didn't require me to.
Well, I feel like this mic is actually like perfect for this, you know?
Well, yeah.
Because of the way that it like works. But
yeah.
It's an Elgato Wave 3.
Yeah, this is what I used to use. So if you go and watch the old episodes, the first few of them, my mic quality is garbanzo because I was using the freaking headset mic, and now I use my new headset, which has a better mic on it. But in between that, I was using the Wave 3. So when you hear the sound quality go up, it's because I was using that. That was when you gave it to me. It's when you got your Go XLR and stuff like that. Jesus Christ, you good, dude?
Just hiccups.
Oh, I tried was it a breakfast crunch wrap? Was that what it was?
Yeah.
Mid.
I enjoyed mine. Well, I wanted to try the fucking McDonald's bagel sandwich, and we showed up and they were out of bagels.
Yeah, and then we're like, okay, we're gonna get something else. He orders a sausage egg McMuffin, and I ordered 2 hash browns. And then the lady just goes quiet for like a minute and a half.
And so I just put the bitch in reverse and rolled out of there. There was some guy just like waiting.
He's all confused.
I'm like, go in the other lane. There's 2 lanes. And so he did, and then I just backed up and we went to Taco Bell.
Yeah.
The reason why I didn't like the breakfast crunch wrap is because I forgot that they, I guess, put like a sauce on it, but they didn't put any sauce on mine.
Yeah.
So
I don't know what it was. It was like brown.
It's probably like some kind of Chipotle sauce or something.
Yeah.
They put that on like everything. It's probably the same sauce that's in like the quesadillas if you don't tell them not to put it.
Well, they put a spicy jalapeno sauce in that.
Yeah, that's probably what it was.
Yeah, I wasn't a huge fan. I remember because
I will say the hash browns are usually, because it's literally supposed to be like, instead of the crunchy tortilla, it's a thing of hash brown. It was like really mushy in mine.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah, was kind of mid, but.
Yeah.
I tried Dave's Hot Chicken. That video is going up today on TikTok, which, by the way, I hope you guys enjoyed the Cobra Kai interviews because TikTok decided to mass strike my interview clips saying that they were unoriginal content. I appealed all of the strikes, and I think 3 of them I won, and then the other 5 I lost, and because of that, they temporarily banned me from the Creator Fund for 30 days, which has happened to me before, and it sucked because basically what happened was if you post a video that is a minute or longer and there's something wrong with it, and you private it, they count privating a video as a strike. I don't know why, but they do. And so what screwed me over was the part 3 of the Ralph Macchio interview that I posted. I guess because I posted over cellular, it glitched out and it posted it twice. And so I couldn't private one of them, but it said they were both unoriginal, so I got 2 strikes for one video, basically. That was their fault. But yeah, the that whole system's broken. They if you appeal it, they don't tell you why you lost. They just tell you some, like, if you go, but why? They just give you like, it could be for these reasons, and it's like, yeah, but none of those are the reasons why video is, you know.
Did you contact that email that I had used a long time ago to get my TikTok account back and see what they could do about it?
No, I didn't try that.
And you could try that, because I mean they would respond. It would take a little bit, but they would respond. But it's better to do that and get a response in a week than to wait a whole month.
Yeah, maybe I'll do that after this podcast.
Literally, like, if you're the one that's doing the interview, why? Yeah, I don't know. I think
it doesn't make any sense. But anyways, I'll reapply in 30 days. But I have the second account, and that's monetized, so I might just be posting more on there for 30 days, you know, to make up for it, because, like, it does suck losing, like, a chunk of income, because, you know,
yeah,
it is part of my income. So anything that's, like, longer than a minute is probably going to go up on the second account for the next 30 days, but it is what it is. Ad break.
Yeah.
Support us with the Patreon, guys. We are doing a producer episode of the podcast for episode 75. So anybody who's a associate or a co-producer will have the opportunity to be a guest. Right now, I think we have 3 producers, so that'll be fun. But if you've been thinking about being a producer, if you want to test it out for March, that will get you on as a guest if you're interested. Imagine if we just have like 10 people.
Jesus Christ. Well,
no, but
that means possible.
Yeah, no, it is possible. We would have to tell people to raise their hand if they want to talk. Though.
Yeah, so it's a freaking Zoom meeting.
But there's other things in there. Like, we did a hangout this morning where, because, you know, I'm not back home with my setup, we just, like, hung out and chatted for a little bit, and then we started playing Liar's Bar on Chris's computer, and that was really fun. What do you think of that?
The game stresses me out.
It's fun, though. I mean, it shouldn't stress you out because there's no stakes. You know? It's not like you're losing money or anything.
It makes me want to play Balatro, though. That's the one thing that... Because that's... Anything with card games are so much fun because they're so simple, but, like, you can do so much with them. I heard Balatro is really freaking good. So that kind of makes me want to play that.
Anyways, join the Patreon. You can ask questions. We do the Patreon Q&A every week where you can submit a question or a topic. We'll get to those after the giveaways, which, speaking of giveaways, you also get access to giveaways. So if you want to win some free shit, like I give away Blu-rays, G Fuel tubs, collector's boxes. I might even give away some Fit Butters. There's all kinds of benefits, and the Discord giveaways you can get access to for as little as $1.
Yeah.
So a lot of bang for your buck. Everybody who's been supporting the Patreon, thank you so much for continuing to support it. It seriously means a ton, guys. You guys are just awesome and incredibly generous, and we appreciate it. Also, use G Fuel code DannyD to get you 20% off G Fuel. There was a BOGO, and I think it just ended yesterday. There's the new Ink Demon flavor, which is good. It's good. If you've had Sugar Plum, it's like a sour version of that, but I think it's better because, like, Sugar Plum had like a weird aftertaste, and this one doesn't because it's sour instead of weird. So check that flavor out. It gets you 20% off the whole website. I think 10% off merch, but
code works for merch.
Yeah. Code DannyD also gets you 10% off Fit Butters. I believe Red Velvet's back. They brought it back for Valentine's Day, and that is probably my favorite flavor. So Red Velvet Cheesecake is in stock, Cisco. Cisco was sad because he was like, I'm going to buy some, and then it was gone. So I think it's in stock right now. Fit Butters is just an awesome product, awesome community, and the owners they're just incredibly nice, and yeah. So get you some Fit Butters, get you some G Fuel, and we are gonna do our giveaways. Let me grab them. I forgot they're right over here. Hold up. Oh! What are we doing?
I'm just trying to keep them entertained while you're gone. Is this Shiny Splash?
No.
What is that?
All right, so first up, we have Fall on Blu-ray. This is a really fun thriller. If you're afraid of heights, this is a nail biter. That is going to Septic YT, who was in the Hangout this morning. So
Yep.
Congratulations, Septic. Next up, we have our national giveaway. So this is for U.S. only. And this tub of Sage Mode, which is probably, I would say, a top 10 G Fuel flavor. This is delicious. It's Pomelo White Peach. Delicious, dude. So good. Naruto. This is going to Nick Goldie. Congratulations, Nick Goldie. Thanks for being a supporter. And then last but not least, we have our international giveaway. This is a tub of Hidden Power, which is a reskin of Phase X. So it's a citrus freeze flavor. Very good. It kind of reminds me of like that cherry freeze Gatorade. Really good stuff, man. That is going to our boy Tommy Slaves, who was also in the Hangout this morning. So congratulations to our winners. I'll be reaching out to you guys after I get back. I'll probably reach out to you on Monday because I'm going to be driving all day tomorrow and I'll be all tired and stuff. But I will reach out to the winners on Monday and we'll get that sent out. Next up, we are going to do our Patreon questions. It looks like we got 2 of them today. SuperDude01 says, what do you think is too long for a road trip? I mean, for myself, like if I'm driving by myself, as long as I can stop and like get some sleep once a day after like driving for 10 hours, doesn't really matter. I mean, you can drive. I've driven across country twice like that where I stopped basically every day and got sleep.
At what point is it just more worth it to just fly?
That's what I was going to get to. I think if you're traveling with like if I was traveling with my wife and the kids, I would say driving more than 12 hours is just not happening.
I was going to say 12 hours.
That's my limit.
Because like, for example, going to Texas, that drive is like 15 hours, something like that. I'm like, I'd rather just fly. But then freaking planes start falling out the sky.
Well, not only that, it's so expensive to fly, man. Unless you book your plane ticket like 3 months in advance, that bitch is like, it's like $400 or $500 round trip sometimes. Crazy. Yeah, there has been a ridiculous amount of crashes. It's wild. And then Tommy Slays, he asks, what's it like living in Arizona versus just visiting? I mean,
when you live here, you get used to the heat.
Yeah, I mean it's hotter than New Mexico. Like in New Mexico, it's like 40s to 50s right now, and when I was in Yuma, it was like high 60s, and then it got down to like 40 at night. But it's definitely colder. I did go for a 3-mile run the day before yesterday. I wanted to run yesterday, but it was super windy. I ran 3 miles, and it was like a minute shorter mile time because Albuquerque is like 5,000 feet elevation, and Yuma's at like sea level. So there's more oxygen in the air.
Right.
And
well,
so
there's just more air.
The air's thicker. It was easier to run. It was crazy. I felt like a superhuman.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I haven't.
But I mean, living there as opposed to visiting, I don't know. It's not really. I mean, whenever I visit my hometown, it's definitely like weird to see how it's changed and how it's also the same, you know?
Is that GameStop still there by the Walmart? No, right? They got rid of the GameStop?
I don't know. I didn't even drive down that road the whole time I was there.
Wow.
I went down 16th a lot.
Well, that's because that's like the main road.
That's Avenue B, right?
Oh, I think.
I don't even know.
I think so. I don't know. All I remember is there was a.
Mom's watching this. She's like, no, it's not.
There was a Burger King that was right next to, was it a Hollywood Video?
Mm-hmm. Still there?
The Hollywood Video is gone.
Yeah, no, that's been like a Skechers for a while now. I don't even know if it's a Skechers anymore, but
that Burger King, they actually like recently started putting up apartments over there. I think. They're doing stuff.
I mean, the
over there.
Burger King's still there though. But-
Yeah, but that Burger King also is the reason why I don't go to Burger King anymore. Because I would order chicken fries and they'd always be cold.
Oh,
Yeah.
they're supposed to be coming out with nacho chicken fries.
I don't
I'll
know
try
what this obsession with nachos is, man. I think nachos are overrated. It's just cheese and tortilla chip.
How dare you?
What the?
Anyways, on to our weekly gaming talk. Thank you, patrons, for your questions. We usually have more than that, but I didn't go on the Discord and go, "Hey, the question thing is up." So a little shorter, I guess. This might just be a shorter episode,
Yeah.
but I mean, I am visiting my brother, so I'd like to spend some time with him.
Who the heck is talking outside, bro?
I have not played Black Ops 6 since we last played it.
Yeah,
last
same.
week. So,
Well, so we were talking. What the? I don't know, bro. We were talking about it earlier. They have a quad feed going on right now where it's double XP, double weapon XP, double battle pass, and double gobblegums.
which is awesome, but it also makes me feel like
They're
they're
desperate. Yeah. So.
Dude, I really am concerned that I don't know, what would they do? Would Call of Duty take a hiatus? Skip a year?
They have to. At
I
least,
mean, that's what Battlefield's
either
done
that or
for the
release
longest time.
freaking MW2 remastered.
They showed new footage of
Multiplayer remastered.
they showed gameplay of a new Battlefield, and it was just like, yep, same shit.
Yeah, everybody was like, "Cool, thanks."
Yeah, it looks like Battlefield.
Probably.
Was it Battlefield 2 or whatever?
Yeah.
Or maybe I'm thinking of that it looked like Battlefield 4. That's what it was.
Avowed looks cool. We were looking at that earlier. That's it's like Skyrim.
It's like Skyrim and Baldur's Gate had a baby, basically.
Yeah, and it's made by people who made New Vegas.
Yeah.
So it's,
I wish I had time to play games like that, but
I've literally been playing Fallout 4 and Minecraft for the past couple
I've been
months.
playing the game of life.
I can't relate.
Liar's Bar is my new addiction though, because I'll just hop in for a game here and there.
Yeah, matches are pretty short.
Yeah, we thought about doing that for next week's gaming session, Liar's Bar.
Yeah.
So, which if you don't know what Liar's Bar is, just look it up. It's really simple to understand.
It's like poker and Russian roulette combined.
Yeah, basically.
So yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's fun, and I like how you can move your head around with your mouse.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Wish you could do more sort of emote things. You could change your face by pressing on it.
I mean, I'm pretty sure it's an early access game, so there's gonna be more stuff added to
It'd
it.
be fun if you could hold on a key and it made you look mad. Stuff like that.
Liar.
Liars.
GTA 6 is apparently still on track for the fall.
I'm not buying that freaking
I
game,
will not be
dude.
surprised if it gets delayed to the holidays though.
I'm not buying that game until...
I'm not buying it till it's on PC. It's not going to be on PC for at least a year.
I probably won't even buy it until GTA RP becomes a thing again.
You think it'll take that long for it to become a thing?
I think it'll take a while.
I mean, it'll have to be on PC first.
Yeah, and then because I think GTA RP didn't really become a thing on GTA 5 for what was it 7 years, 6 years? That's when they started making 5M, right? Well, I don't know. I'm not gonna look it up.
I
Whatever.
don't know.
But it took a while. Maybe it was 5 years. When did GTA 5 come out? 2013. When did the Xbox One come out?
Yeah, I think 2013.
Yeah. You know what? Hey Google, when did GTA 5 come out? All right, that was lame. Didn't even answer the question.
What are you talking to?
Hey Google, when did GTA 5 come out?
September 17th, 2013.
It was 2013.
Website Pixelmag.com. They say.
No, hey Google.
Hey.
Come out for the first
Google, shut up.
September 17th.
Google, shut up.
Xbox 360.
Bro's yapping.
The game had
He's still yapping.
Hey Google.
new version offering improved graphics.
Oh my
It's talking about how it's re-released.
All right.
It's just my favorite thing to do in GTA is go to the strip club. It starts telling you about one time I killed a hooker.
But yeah, I mean, gaming is kind of in a slow state right now. I think Avowed's probably the most exciting thing that I've seen lately. But so today we're gonna go see Captain America: Brave New World,
Yup.
and I've only heard bad things about it. Although the freaking final credit scene's already on YouTube.
You saw it?
I didn't see it, but I saw the people were posting it, and I was like, bro, movie just came out.
Yeah, people suck, man. I don't. Anyways, yeah, we're going to see that in a few hours, and then we're gonna get some Olive Garden.
Yeah, the Olive Garden. That's what Ryan Redband always talk about on Joe Rogan.
The Olive Garden.
The Olive Garden.
But
God.
anyways,
I'm so excited for Olive Garden.
so expectations going in. My expectations have been lowered for sure.
I think it's gonna be a very safe 5. It's
like
gonna
5
be,
out of 10.
Yeah, it's gonna be just middle of the road.
I mean, it got a B- cinema score, which is anything below an A- is considered like eh.
Yeah.
At least with the cinema score, like they're really
Yeah.
that metric has always been weird to me, but it's based off audience reception. So
Yeah. I mean, you said it was 2.5 hours long.
Tommy said it was 2 hours and 40 minutes.
Jesus Christ, man! I'm gonna have to take a leak when.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully the movie's boring, so then I can go pee whenever.
I'm really looking forward to the popcorn though.
I haven't had movie popcorn in.
I'm telling you,
years. Probably it's not since.
The chain we're going to has the best popcorn in my opinion.
Was
So.
Oppenheimer 2023? I think it was, right? 2023, 2022.
That was last year.
No way. Really?
Yeah, I think so.
Hey Google, when did Oppenheimer come out?
July
In the
24th.
United States of America, Oppenheimer came out on July 21st, 2023.
It's 2023, dude.
What the hell?
Oh, yeah.
Why does it feel like it was What the hell?
I didn't have a job when it came out.
That's right, dude. Oh my gosh. My concept
That's the last time I've had movie
so
popcorn.
screwed up.
Either that was the last time I had movie popcorn, or that was the last time I went to the movies. But I don't know if I actually got popcorn.
Harkins?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, they have decent popcorn, but I think this place has better popcorn, so you'll see.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
good stuff.
but I'm still pissed off that they don't have garlic parmesan pretzels at Harkins. And if this place has them, I will go here more often. But
No, they have pretzel bites, which are just plain pretzels that you can dip in cheese, but
Scheisse! I'm not happy.
with
about
salt on.
that. You can't get cinnamon? Wow, that's
At least
lame.
not at the one we go to, but I don't know.
I hope they're
Anyways, when it comes to Marvel movies, like I said, I'm going in with lowered expectations. Like he was saying, I'm expecting it to be kind of mid. What I wanted to talk about is how Marvel movies, they've kind of dipped in popularity. Which it was funny because people were talking about how like there's got to be some fatigue at some point, and I feel like it was already happening when they were saying that,
Yeah.
And now we're really feeling that. But like, what do you think made the past Marvel movies, like Phase 1 through 3, so great?
So the original Iron Man, I still think is like number 1. Like that is the best Marvel movie that they've ever made because that one was.
My pick is Infinity War. I think the writing.
I think Infinity War is better
best.
than Endgame. As far as MCU, like when they really started getting into that groove, Infinity War is probably the best. Endgame was awesome, and I rewatch it sometimes. But as soon as someone starts talking about biggest plot hole in that entire freaking movie. So they go and they get the Infinity Stones, right? But they have to go back in time for that. Why not go back in time, grab a time stone, and just go back instead of because you could save everybody by doing that.
Yeah, I don't
Freeze
know.
time, just whack Thanos to the back of the head, kill him. They could have done that.
Anytime time travel is introduced to a movie,
But
Those plot holes,
the thing is,
so.
it could be consistent. They just didn't make it consistent.
I still think the best time travel movie is the first Back to the Future because it kept things so simple.
I don't think it's the most accurate though.
Well, time travel's not real.
That's not true.
We can't time travel.
Yeah, we can.
There's theoreticals, but nobody's been able to do it.
So we're traveling in time right now, obviously, right?
Well, no shit.
Jesus Christ.
I'm not saying that we can't time travel. I'm saying by the definition of the
You just
in
said
movies,
you can't time travel.
I'm saying I can't fucking go into a refrigerator that has some fancy little gizmo in it and go back in time to the 1800s. That's not possible.
Okay. Then that's fair. Although theoretically,
That's what I'm talking about when I say time travel. I'm not saying like, oh, like I can go on a space shuttle.
have you ever heard the theories on how to go back in time?
I've heard all kinds of things. I don't know what you're referring to specifically.
So there's two big ones, but the probably the most prominent one. So as you go faster, time will actually slow down. So when you go at the speed of light, time basically freezes, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if time slows down the faster you go, what happens if you go past the speed of light? Time should go backwards. Okay? But the thing is, you can't accelerate past the speed of light currently.
that movie Clock Stoppers.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
That's basically like once you get to a certain speed, everything around you basically freezes.
Yeah.
But like I don't think they were able to go beyond that. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know how realistic that is, but yeah, no, it's I get what you mean though. It's definitely a weaker. It's one of the things that makes Endgame weaker than Infinity War, in my opinion. But also, I just thought the ending of Infinity War, like I don't know, I forgot who. I think it was Donnie. He was like that. He likes movies when they end where like the villain wins, because you don't see that as often, and it's.
Well, that's why Empire Strikes Back was so good.
Yeah, Infinity War was like Empire Strikes Back. I just remember when it ended and everybody like was just quiet as the credits rolled, and then the post credit scene. Was there a post credit?
Yeah,
scene?
and that was where I think Ant-Man. No.
Yeah.
No. I don't. Was that Ant-Man? That was.
I think yeah. He was like,
Because I think so. What I think I don't know if it was the end of Ant-Man or. I don't know. I know there was one post credit scene that explained why Ant-Man wasn't in Infinity War. No, that had to have been Ant-Man. I don't remember what the post credit scene was for it.
Yeah, I don't remember either off the top of my head, but I remember. But I just remember walking out of the auditorium and everybody was just like quiet.
You know, I was pissed off when that movie came out. So I remember it was when I was working at Harkins, and I'm sitting there picking up freaking garbage, sweeping up popcorn that's on the floor, right? And some girl screams at me, and she goes, "Oh, I thought you were Tom Holland," and I'm like, "Okay." And then as she walks away, I heard her go, "Yeah, when Spider-Man died," and I'm like, "What the?" I was like, "Are you serious, bro?" God. So at first she screams at me, wastes my time,
And then she spoils.
yeah, I was like,
You should have been like.
I quit. Yeah. God.
Yeah, no, anyways, like, what do you think made Phase 1 through 3 so good, though? Like, I think it was because, one, the way that they set up Thanos and everything, like, they just had a really solid plan, and they knew exactly what they wanted to do. And I feel like because the Marvel Cinematic Universe was such a new thing, they didn't really have as much trouble like signing actors for these long-term contracts, whereas now they have a harder time, and then they're having to like change the slate and stuff because this actor or whatever doesn't want to do it anymore.
I think part of it is like it's that sort of idea of like, oh man, like this is doing really well, we got to cash in on it. It's like the Costco guys, right? Like if they did a video about Costco like once every few days, right?
Their videos are starting to. I've noticed more negative comments on their stuff. Like people are getting a little tired of them.
Well, so like I said, same thing. Where it's now that they're always doing it because they realize this is what we're known for. We got to keep doing this, right? And they're doing it all the time.
Yeah.
That's when people are like, "Okay, this is too much." So, what you started seeing as Marvel started to go deeper into the Thanos storyline is that it was like every freaking movie they were like, "Oh, by the way, here's this character that hasn't been introduced yet. They might come up later." And Iron Man did that a little bit, but made small references. But it's like when you literally have a post-credit scene that's dedicated to just one character. I don't know about that.
Well, I definitely think the multiverse stuff made it feel like stuff wasn't as consequential. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but I think I don't know if was it Eternals or was it what was the one where it was like the guy that was in China?
Shang-Chi?
Shang-Chi, yeah.
They're coming out with a sequel to that.
That movie was good.
Yeah,
I actually really liked that movie. But I want to say, like, you have certain movies that it feels like why is it being brought up? Like, it had some connection to the MCU. I think, was it Wong is in there?
Mm-hmm.
And it's very minor, but it's like, cool, how does this play into the story, right? And so then you have to keep track of all these characters that they didn't have a huge impact on the MCU.
Yeah, and I feel like they used a lot of the more well-known characters for Phase 1 through 3, so now they're having to, like, introduce these characters that nobody knows anything about. Like, Ant-Man was, like, one of the characters in Phase 1 through 3 that people didn't really know anything about.
Yeah, and Scarlet Witch as well.
Yeah.
Who else? I mean, no, probably Ant-Man and Scarlet Witch probably the most, yeah. Because Hulk, Black Widow, Hawkeye is kind of meh. I don't really think people talk about Hawkeye.
Well, I mean, I think the other thing that they did wrong is after Phase 3, they started doing TV shows, and people just don't watch them like they do movies. It's too much. They're asking for too much of your time to stay up to.
Well, I also
up to date with stuff, and also the shows kind of suck, to be honest. That
Loki was good.
Loki was good. Captain America and the Winter Soldier was decent.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
Was decent.
Although they cut out a huge plot line about vaccines.
WandaVision started out good, and then towards the end, I was like, "Oh, that's it? Like that's all they're doing? Like, cool premise though." I did not watch like the last.
Well, what was it? Miss Marvel?
Did not watch that. Did not watch Secret Invasion. I heard that was caca.
What If was kind of cool.
It's already over.
Yeah.
I already watched it.
Because they came out, was it 2 seasons or 3 seasons? It was 2 seasons.
I think it might have been 3, dude.
Because the first one, I actually thought it was cool, and I was like, right, that's
The
it.
only episode I think I watched of What If was the Doctor Strange one.
Oh, that one was cool.
Yeah.
But they referenced that one in Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. That's what you see now. Like
Dormammu.
It's Dormammu.
Dormammu.
Dormammu. Dormammu.
I've come to bargain.
But there's all these characters that you have to know about, and all these different plot lines to know about from different movies and stuff like that. And it's just the lore gets so convoluted. I almost talked about Destiny for a second.
What was the Echo?
I forgot about that.
We watched the first episode and they hyped it up because Daredevil shows up and he has like a cool fight scene. The fight scene was not that cool.
Moon Knight was good.
Moon Knight was good. I will say that, but I don't know why they're not doing a second season of that. Doesn't make any sense because it felt like it set it up for another season.
Yeah.
That was a trippy one.
Yeah. Fun one though.
Daredevil's coming back, but I am probably going to wait to hear what people say because the Netflix Daredevil show was awesome. And so, if it's not as good as that, I'm not going to bother. But I believe they've slowed down to 2 movies and 1 TV show a year, they said.
Thank God.
Because they definitely felt like they were releasing too much and people aren't watching them enough. So I hope they can get it back on track, but I doubt it'll ever be to that same...
They're bringing back Robert Downey Jr. to play Doctor Doom, right?
Which they could do something really cool with, but at the same time, I don't know.
They said they're literally just going to do it for that one movie and he's not coming back ever again.
I think Fantastic Four First Steps is going to be the biggest Marvel movie
I am very excited
in a while. I saw it broke some kind of record. It was like biggest MCU non-sequel record or something. Because it's the first one. You know? Like it's not a sequel to it.
For like most views on a trailer?
On a trailer, yeah. Those views on a trailer.
Well, because it's just unique. It's got a very unique style to it.
Yeah, and the cast is great,
Yeah, especially that, yeah.
but yeah, no. I hope Thunderbolts looks good. I'm excited for Thunderbolts.
I still haven't seen, what was the Thor movie where it was the fourth one, was it Love and Thunder?
Mm-hmm.
I heard that one sucked.
It didn't suck. It just like there was Christian Bale is giving like an award-worthy performance, and they cut out like most of his scenes, and then the whole movie is just silly.
Yeah.
So there's a tone problem, and then even Chris Hemsworth was like, he was like, yeah, I think we went too far with the humor.
Was it like George Lucas when he was like, I think we did a little too much with Jar Jar.
I think I might have gone a little overboard with the Jar Jar character.
Yeah. And that's another thing. They were like, oh, people like it when there's jokes in these movies. You should add more. And then they kept doing it more and more. And then eventually it was like,
Taika Waititi, they were like, oh, he's funny. And then like he just...
So it's okay to have jokes in your movies. But if it's supposed to be like a high stakes movie, don't make it funny the whole time.
Yeah, because it gets to a point where you can't take it seriously anymore,
Yeah.
and it loses its dramatic effect, and that definitely was.
He's right behind me, isn't he?
Like
They fly now. They fly now. That's Jesus Christ, bro.
what is that?
Was it The Last Jedi? Rise of Skywalker? I think Rise of Skywalker. Yeah.
But the other thing with Love and Thunder is that like Natalie Portman has cancer.
Yes.
And that's like a really sad, serious thing, and they just kind of brush through it, and then like it's just like funny because she's like beating his ass, you know. But yeah, no, that was really sad because Thor Ragnarok is one of the best Marvel films.
That is such a good movie.
Yeah, it's got so much like.
Well, also it's like it was timed so because everyone's like, why hasn't there been a Hulk movie in like years?
Yeah,
and then
Hulk
this
is in
movie
that
pops
one
up
a
and it's
lot,
like,
yeah.
whoa, the Hulk's here.
And you know why that is, right? You know why there hasn't been another standalone Hulk movie?
Why?
Because Universal owns the rights to Hulk, and I guess they don't want to put up the money.
Oh Lord.
And Disney's like, well, if we're not going to put up the money and give you a big chunk of it just because you own the character. Like you got to invest in it. And they're like, no, we're not. We're good. And not only that, I don't think the problem is like they had Edward Norton do one, and then they brought Mark Ruffalo, and then I think Mark Ruffalo is like, yeah, I don't really want to do it anymore. You know?
He still does like She-Hulk, bro.
Oh man, I forgot about that.
But I think he was in it.
Yada yada.
He was in it. He was in She-Hulk.
Like the first episode and maybe the finale, but yeah.
Yeah. Oh, wow, I wonder if he'll be in this one.
No.
Well, because Red Hulk's in it.
I think the Red Hulk's in it because they can't do a Hulk movie like just on its own. So
I wonder if is it Armageddon that was in the first Hulk?
I don't know, but it was funny because they I remember when the trailer dropped for this one for Brave New World, and they showed at the end the Red Hulk, and they asked Harrison Ford on a red carpet for like shrinking or something like that. They're like, what do you think of the new trailer? And he goes, I didn't know I was gonna be red.
Yeah.
I was like, what the hell?
So and he's clearly
That's
joking.
not a good sign.
He's clearly joking. So
no, he was like, I didn't know I was gonna be red. Like he was like, that was the first thing that came to his mind, you know, when asked on the spot. And then they're like, you know, you're such a beloved actor. You know, you've had such an amazing career.
What made you want to do
Indiana
this?
Jones, Han Solo. What made you want to finally make the leap to the MCU? And he goes, the money was good.
yeah.
Like, just straight faced. I'm like, this guy does not give a shit about this movie.
Dude, he's so rich. Oh man. But
I loved him in Blade Runner 2049. He was so good in that.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and I do feel bad because he is really known for Star Wars and for Indiana Jones and not much else. But he's been acting for a long time.
No, he's known for other stuff, but I mean, those franchises are just so big.
I think, but the thing is, when they see Harrison
think
Ford,
my
they go
favorite-
Han Solo or they go Indiana Jones. They don't go, oh, the guy from Blade Runner.
I think my favorite Harrison Ford movie outside of those is The Fugitive.
But that's when he's older, right? No? When is that from?
90s?
Oh, we'll have to watch that one then.
Same director that made The Guardian.
Oh, okay.
Not that you would care, but just saying. Anyways, the future of Marvel. Like I said, they're already scaling back how many movies and shows they're making, so I think that'll continue. And I don't know if this Doctor Doom, Robert Downey Jr. thing doesn't get it back to Avengers. The Avengers level hype, like I don't know if anything will.
Another thing they screwed up with, the guy who played King the Conqueror.
Oh, that was not their fault.
Yeah, I know, but
yeah,
they set up this character, and then now they're like, oh, never mind.
Yeah, that really threw a wrench in the gears for sure. And I don't know, just phase 1 through 3 had this vibe like they had a plan, and this phase 4 and 5 are what are we on? Phase 6 already? I think it might be phase 5. I don't know. Somebody can correct us in the comments. Some Marvel nerd.
So it's gonna go. Actually, we're on phase 6.5A,
and they're drawing inspiration from this comic book series.
Yeah, and then Captain America:
I'm
Brave
wearing
New World.
Spider-Man underwear.
It takes place in Universe 31BJ.
Comic issue number 69. I get this feeling like with where they are right now that they don't have a solid plan. They're kind of like making it up as they go.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no, and I mean they've always been popcorn films, but I just feel like they had more oomph to them, and now they're just kind of like,
yeah,
formulaic,
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm hoping this one has some surprises in it that make us go, oh, that's cool. But even that is just not enough anymore to make me go,
I think if they imagine they have like Donald Trump in it. They're like, we're trying to win back our audience.
What the hell? Random cameos. Anyways, like I said, this is a shorter episode. I think we talked enough about Marvel movies. We'll tell you what we think of Brave New World next week. But
yeah.
You want to do recommendations?
Yeah, go play Liar's Bar. Honestly, that's the only thing that I've tried in the past week that is worth mentioning.
It's only like $7.
Yeah. Yeah, unless you want to go try out Minecraft 1.20.6 or whatever the update is or something. I don't know. They added in trial chambers and it's kind of cool. That's about it.
I went to visit my buddy, one of my childhood friends that, without getting into detail, got out of prison after 5 years. All I'll say is that as somebody who knows a little bit about how the court system works and stuff like that, his whole situation is just messed up, and he should have not gone to prison for 5 years. Like that's just such a shitty situation. And if I didn't think that shouldn't have happened, and that he was like a bad guy or whatever, then like I obviously wouldn't like still be in touch with him and hang out with him, all that stuff. He's still like probably my best friend. So no offense, Ben, and everybody else out there. I've known him since I was like, I don't know, what, third grade? Something like that. Dang. 3rd or 4th grade. And anyways, he was on like the fire crew and stuff while he was in, so he was like still trying to like make a difference while he was in. Like he's a good human being, just had shitty circumstances. Anyways, he hasn't seen a lot of stuff, and so I was like, well, let's look at like the stuff that's come out in the last 5 years, and we sat down and watched Godzilla -1. He loved it. It was, dude, I've seen it 4 times now.
Do you have it on Vudu?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, I might watch that.
And if I don't, I think, oh, you know what? It didn't come with one.
What'd you watch it on then? Do you watch the disc?
It's on Netflix.
Ah, okay, I watched it on Netflix then.
But anyways, watched Godzilla -1. I've seen it 4 times now. Every time I notice something new. And then we watched Nope. And that was my 3rd time watching that, and it still holds up as well.
Nope is a very good movie.
Yeah, I gave Godzilla. I reviewed both of them because I had given them stars, but I actually did like little short written reviews on Letterboxd. Follow my Letterboxd, though, by the way. I think I'm like 30 something followers away from 1,000, which is really cool. anyways, Godzilla -1, 5-star movie. Nope is like a 4.5. It's like almost perfect. So I recommend both of those. Nope, unfortunately, is not on Peacock anymore. I don't know why they pulled it. It's like after a year they took it off there. So we had to rent it for $4 or whatever. But
Yeah.
anyways, Godzilla -1 and Nope, two really good movies that have come out in the last couple of years, and yeah, this was an interesting little experiment doing this in person, and I hope it turns out well. And thanks for being a supporter.
We'll know if it turned out well in like 5 minutes. I'm gonna check to see if the audio sucks.
It's just Congo.
So sorry. No, we have to re-record it at Olive Garden.
Oh hell no! It's all loud.
Can you guys keep it down? No!
I'm talking about Marvel movies. Go subscribe to the Cool Ranch Corner YouTube channel. I think we're at like what?
229 subs.
Yeah. So we're trying to get to 1,000 subs and 4,000 watch hours so we can get it monetized. Like he said, right? Like 229 subs and watch hours. We got a long way to go.
Yeah.
But,
It's like 200 watch hours is what we're at right now.
yeah, so go watch all the episodes with remastered audio. You can basically start from the beginning and see where it all started. It's been a trip to go through and watch them myself. So go leave a like on them, leave a comment for the algorithm, subscribe. We're on like episode
28 is what goes up today.
Yeah, so we are almost halfway through the catalog. And once we get caught up to whatever the newest episode is, we're going to start posting the new episodes on that channel, no longer on this channel. So go subscribe to that if you are somebody who listens to the podcast every week.
Yeah.
We're also working on the audio versions, but we're going to get them all up on the new channel first, and then it shouldn't take long to do the audio.
Well, because I have the audio for 1 through 28 saved because I've had to. So when I go and remaster the audio for the new episodes, I have to go and get the audio file itself.
Yeah.
So uploading the audio shouldn't be hard. It's just a matter of getting everything.
Yeah, and then once we get all the episodes caught up, I think Chris is going to start uploading clips and stuff too. So
yeah. It's a little bit harder to work on the clips right now because I have to upload the entire freaking episode every day, and it takes like an hour. And I can't use the computer during that time.
But like I said, the goal is with the clips and everything is to grow this community and, make this something that we can do for as long as we want. And we wouldn't be able to. It wouldn't be worth doing if we didn't have an audience already. So thank you guys for continuing to support it. I can't believe we're already almost to episode 75. It's crazy. So
And not far from 100 either.
yeah, I don't know what we're gonna do for 100. We gotta figure something out.
I'll go bald.
It'll be here before I go bald. I am not.
I could go bald again. I could do it.
I just got new headshots. I gotta keep looking like that. So
Yeah, I don't have any obligation.
yeah, I can look like a bald. Anyways, guys, thank you. We'll see you next week. Thanks for listening or watching. Much love. Get some G Fuel. Get some Fit Butters.